Hi, Mónica Fernandes with Evolution Essentials. How to protect yourself from COVID-19 when going to the doctor. That's what I'm going to be talking about in this video. Stay with me until the end because I have a free gift for you to reduce stress. I know you're going to need it because it's a stressful situation to go into a doctor right now or into a hospital. If you've had to go to the doctor or go to the hospital during this pandemic, it's a stressful experience. And trust me, I've had to do that. So anyway, I wanted to share my experience and give you some tips on how to reduce stress and protect yourself from COVID-19 and other stuff when you go to the doctor if you have to go into a hospital. So I know it's a stressful experience. So here's the thing. It's a pandemic. We don't know when it's going to be over. And if you're watching this and it's already over, hallelujah, absolutely amazing that it's over. Thank God, because it's been a global disaster on so many levels. It's been stressful on every level. It's been stressful physically, and it's been stressful emotionally and mentally and spiritually for the whole world. And so going to the doctor is a risk. It's a risk, I'm going to tell you. If you suspect that you have COVID-19, you need to get tested right away. And the first thing is you need to wear a mask and you need to get tested right away because God forbid that you're passing this around. You don't want to be passing this around. So call your doctor, make arrangements on how to get tested, and try to quarantine for those 14 days that they tell you, and try to isolate yourself and not go out, not go party and all that stuff. So, and if it's not COVID-19 related and it's not an emergency, just don't go to the doctor if it's not an emergency. Now, in my case, I moved last year, so I actually did something that I don't recommend, which was with the move, it was a long distance move, and because of that, I wasn't in a permanent place for half of the year. And so when I did find a permanent place, I had to go and search, a whole set of doctors. And so I really didn't keep up with my annual stuff. And I've always been so great at keeping up with, your annual physicals and dentists and mammograms and all that stuff. So I didn't have all of that squared away. So when the pandemic hit, then that was like, oh, you know what, now I have to wait it out. But if something is an emergency, you have to use your intuition and treat it as an emergency. And you have to call your doctor, just have to use your common sense in that. So only go if absolutely necessary. Or in my case, if you have been postponing something for a very long time and just a precautionary thing, you need to sort of outweigh the risks versus the rewards, so to speak. It's a preventative care. I understand. I know that a lot of people just say keep away at all costs, but I'm in the opinion, and I'm not a doctor, so do not hold me liable for anything, but you need to take care of yourself, and so if you can avoid going, just do it. I mean, it's postpone all your things. I postponed. I had things scheduled that were going to be during the pandemic, and I ended up scheduling it for later. I still went, but the conditions were a little bit more organized and controlled. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about that. So some of the tips that I have for you are already common sense to wash your hands before you go into the doctor. So if you have a scheduled appointment, wash your hands before. And one of the things that I always do before I go anywhere is I bring my mask. Okay, so here's my mask. And I grab my sanitizer. I use this On Guard sanitizing mist, and this is the outside of the mask, and I just do this to the outside of the mask. That way it's an extra protection the essential oils are like an extra added protection, and then I put it in. So it's an added protection. So I go in with that. So I'm sanitizing the mask, and obviously I wash it every time. I'm not reusing it. Obviously, wear your mask inside. If there is a waiting room, what I recommend is that you check in with them and that you explain to them you're going to be waiting in your car. I think that's the safest thing, because if there's people in the waiting room, there's, you know, a highest risk, especially if there's a lot of people in the waiting room. It's probably safer for you to wait in your car. So I actually had a doctor's appointment with my OBGYN, and she, in their office, they weren't, you can't wait in the waiting room. So they're actually making you wait in your car. So they have this, these pagers. You know, when you go to a restaurant and there's a waiting list in the old days, in the normal days, and they give you these pagers, and you just go and wait, and when it buzzes, you can go in. That's what they're doing there. So they have these sanitized pagers, and they basically go to your car and you wait. So this is very convenient. And if your doctor's office doesn't have this technology, that's okay. Just ask the receptionist to give you a call when they're ready to take you in. I'm sure they're going to be understanding. Another thing, if you do not have an option, if they don't allow you to get out, try not to touch stuff. You know, you don't know if they're sanitizing all those chairs that people sit in. I mean, I would imagine that's really hard to do. So try not to do that, not to touch anything. And obviously you have clothes on, so your skin is not touching directly, but I would say try not to touch the furniture. If you want to know more about which essential oils to use for anxious feelings, watch this video right here. That can help. While, you know, it can be a really invaluable tool to bring with you while you wait for your appointment. And another thing that I recommend is don't take your mask off, even if there's nobody in the waiting room, because you don't know if they have a good ventilation system. And if you are obligated to stay in the waiting room, don't take your mask off. Don't even take your mask off when you're alone in the office. You know, when they make you wait in that in the room, in the patient room. Sometimes forever they make you wait there. Sometimes they make you wait and you're like, have like this little gownie. It's really annoying. I hate waiting. But don't take your mask off. Again, you don't know their ventilation system, and try not to touch stuff, because there's other people that have been there. So sometimes they do take your temperature. I don't know if every person has their temperature taken. I know my experiences, they've taken my temperature every time. One of the first time I went in there, I had brought my gloves, my non-latex gloves, and they made me discard the gloves, because they basically explained to me, we don't know where those gloves have been, and we don't know what you've touched, so just discard the gloves. We'll give you a new pair and unused before you leave, because they like, just wash your hands here. So that was really smart, and I didn't think about that. But my point was that I was protected, and my gloves were clean. I hadn't used them before. But you know, just be smart about all of this, and try not to stress out about it. I know it's easier said than done. And take some essential oils with you. Take some lavender with you, some calming blend, some restful blend, some grounding blend. All of these oils that really bring you down, that just kind of are emotional grounding blends. I hope you're enjoying this video. Do me a favor and subscribe right here in the red button. Click that yellow notification bell so that you can be notified every time I upload a new video. That's only if you're enjoying it, of course. And I thank you. Thank you so much for being here. And just remember, if you want to avoid the doctor, the best thing that you can do is take care of yourself. And taking care of yourself is physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. And that means you need to fortify your immune system first. Good nutrition includes good foods, and it includes good supplements. I mean, I don't know what I would do if I didn't take my supplements, because our food supplies have been depleted, so we need that extra supplementation to really fortify us. You need good rest. You need to minimize that stress, so find ways to do that, and do things you enjoy. So if you're, whether it's, and obviously about moving, exercising. I don't have to tell you about this. One of the things that I've really been conscientious of is stress management. And if you'd like to find out a little bit more about the 9 types of pandemic stress, watch this video here where I talk about that. And I have a free gift for you. So download below. My free gift for you is 25 stress-reducing blends to put in your diffuser. Make sure that you have great essential oils. I also have in the description a 25% off link for the essential oil brand that I use. And I hope you got major value from this video. Please comment below on how your experience has been if you've had to go to the doctor recently.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and share with your friends. See you next time.